We at WiDS believe in sharing our insights, and so each and every one of you will get 1 minute to share your roundtable topic and discussion. So let's start.
Hi, everybody. So in our table number 4, we discussed the unique challenges of implementing AI solutions in the healthcare domain. These challenges include things like biased data, subjective labels, issues of privacy regulation, and also the communication gap between patients, clinicians, and AI developers. Few interesting solutions we raised. These include in-house regulation team, clinical data simulation, model interpretability, and we think that we can find good ways to increase model fairness, model trust, so clinicians can use the AI at scale in healthcare systems.
Hi everyone, I'm Hila, together with Adi, my colleague from Outbrain. We talked about running A/B tests in the wild, what it's like to run an A/B test on real data, on real users. We first discussed the main challenges. We talked about stability of A/B tests, how to measure significance, segmentation of users, infra challenges, both in small and large companies. We then zoomed out and thought of A/B testing as a product. So what are the requirements of our A/B testing system? Who are our users? What's a must-have? What's nice to have? We concluded that there's a large variance in the needs depending on the product, depending on the use case and the distributions of users. But we did say that we have a lot to share, so we're going to open a WhatsApp group on A/B testing. If anyone wants to join, let us know. And thank you.
Hi, everybody. I'm Smadar. I'm a UX designer, and together with Inbal Horev, we talked about incorporating UX design and UX principles into the research process. So, as data scientists, you're creating a you're creating a user experience. You're creating products that users need to use in the wild, and we encourage everybody here to think about incorporating user experience principles and human-centric design thinking into your process of creating your solutions. For example, thinking about supporting research to help the users create models or ingest some model results. And just think about more solutions in the research department to do such things, maybe incorporating feedback to help the model grow, and just thinking about the UX that you're doing. Thank you.
I love UX. It's amazing. All right. So at table number 2, we talked about how to run an unforgettable POC. And the things we come up with is, first of all, determine the goal of your POC. Yes, it's a proof of concept that it's actually feasible, but there are other things that we want to test there. So like product market fit, understanding the data better, and maybe at the end of the POC, we want to come up with a development plan, try to estimate the effort that is needed to release this product eventually. And towards this end, what we would like to do is really understand. The first thing is communicate, understand our customers, whether they are internal or external. So this is like communicate all the time, and also be flexible and come up with a plan, but be prepared to change the plan eventually, because if you're stuck on what you would like to do and you don't look aside from time to time, then you might miss on something that could be awesome to the customer eventually. So that's it. Thank you.
Hi everyone, I'm Hadar. Natalie and I were in table number 10. natural innovation, or to innovate or not to be. Natural selection is the process through which populations of living organisms change and adapt to their environment. We think it is almost impossible not to make the analogy between the known principles of evolution theory and the existential importance of innovation to our organizations. An organization must keep challenging the status quo and at the same time keep its everyday operations running smoothly. In our roundtable, we discussed the importance of innovation to society and to data science in particular. We inspired each other to innovate in our companies and realized that we need to encourage innovation by customer obsession, learning our markets, and keep up with state-of-the-art technologies. In addition, we need to enable innovation by making time for bottom-up projects as well as for exploration and brainstorming. A company must encourage their employees to innovate at their day-to-day work and at the same time keep in mind that there may be some failures. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Sharon Datner, Principal Machine Learning Scientist at PayPal. I hosted today the Labels Masked by Our Models roundtable. We talked about how sometimes our models can affect the population they work on, and more specifically, hide some of the labels that they operate on. This is specifically interesting when we want to build a new model to replace the existing one. And in my opinion, it's an important and somewhat elusive problem. We discussed several ways to overcome it, used methodologies from worlds of semi-supervised learning, regression, and a little bit of clustering, and talked on how we can make sure that our models would perform well. It was a great discussion. Thank you guys again.
Hi, I'm Noah Weiss. This is Inbar. Weiss. We are not sisters, despite what many of you have asked. We led the discussion on first of her name, being the first data science in your company. And we had a great round of table of people that either are the first data scientists in their companies or considering to be. We talked about the potential upsides and downsides of that position, of what you should be aware of when you decide whether to take the job, of questions you should ask when interviewing, in order to figure out if it's the right step for you, for your career. We talked about the obstacles, challenges that you might encounter in your job. I mean, you have great advantages of like fast promotion and getting to really make huge impact, but then you also have potential blockers, like maybe there isn't enough data or data infrastructure, or maybe organizationally the company isn't ready for data science. So we talked about how to deal with that, how to deal with being alone when data science is very much a profession where you need peers to consult with. Shameless plug, one of the solutions we suggested is to join the online community of Women in Data Science Israel, which we recommend all of you do, and then you can consult with your peers and give advice and get advice, and we can all be better data scientists.
Hi, I'm Asi Messica, VP Data Science at Lightrix. In table number 3, we talked about the challenge of keeping up to date with data science techniques that are getting, we get new innovations all the time. And we focused on 2 directions. One direction is the individual direction, and the other one is the enterprise direction. In the individual direction, although we all agreed it's really very important, and there are many tools to keep updated. You just mentioned the online community, the papers, everything is online and shared and so on. But it's hard for us to really focus and allocate the time in order to do that. And on the other hand, in the enterprise side, it looks that it works in a much more effective way. One of the ways was to do a journal club, like every week, where every week someone else from the team is presenting a paper. So for every one of us, it takes once in a while to really read the paper, but we hear a paper every week. So this was very effective. Another approach is to, of course, to attend the conferences and then to share some highlights of the conference, either trends or some very good presentations that we heard with the rest of the team. The third effective tool is what we call 10%, but to focus the 10% either like in the end of the quarter to take a project we did, let's say with straightforward approaches, and try an innovative approach as part of the 10%. Okay, so thank you and keep updated.
Hi, I'm Reut, also from Lightrix. In our table, we talked about iOS 14.5, which is a regulation on privacy, which is one out of many that is happening and is going to happen. And it's a big issue for data scientists as it masks some of our data. And we are used to work in a certain way, and now we have to change the way we work. So we also discussed this current issue in marketing and how can we overcome it, what are the different ideas that different companies try to do, and how do we as data scientists bring our creative side and overcome challenges of mass data and of data that is not available, or things that change much faster than the time that it takes us to create projects, and how do we work in a company and really bring our value as data scientists to the company.
Hi, I'm Anat. I'm a data scientist at Mendo. In table number one, we discussed about making a successful transition from the academia to the industry. We had a really fruitful discussion. We split it to two questions. One was how to find the first job. So we discussed a lot of points, like whether the domain of the company is important, how to balance between research and impact. How do we find the right, what is important, what do we choose, if it's, we need to talk with a lot of people from the company before. And then the second part, we discussed how to succeed in the first role. And how to gain the business knowledge as a data scientist to be able to work, how to learn how to manage your task and time, whether technical knowledge is an obstacle, whether domain knowledge is an obstacle. Yeah, that's it.
Thank you so much for moderating the tables and for sharing your insights with us.